Welcome to this episode of MoGuard TV. I'm Staff Sergeant Elise Rich with the 131st Bomb Wing. Behind me is the Soldiers Memorial in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. The memorial was built to honor the sons and daughters of Missouri who paid the ultimate sacrifice in World War I. Our first story is about the economic impact that the Missouri National Guard has on the state's economy.
The Missouri National Guard plays an important role in Missouri's economy. In fiscal year 2014, the Missouri Guard's statewide financial impact was more than $1 billion. Major Timothy Coles of the United States Property and Fiscal Office, or USPFO in Jefferson City, has firsthand knowledge of the relationship between the Guard and businesses in Missouri.
The USPFO takes the federal money that's given to the Missouri Army and Air National Guard, and we manage the expenditure of it and to ensure that it's spent appropriately here in the state of Missouri. We interface with vendors and contractors throughout the state, and our office reaches out to them for anything from catered meals to feed the troops to it might be groceries, and sometimes it might just be supplies and services that are needed to support the troops and the armories that are spread throughout the state. We have armories in towns as small as 1,500 to 2,000 people, and then all the way up to the major metropolitan areas. And we're not necessarily on active duty posts. We are in the communities throughout the state where Missourians live.
The Missouri Guard is supported by contracting officers located throughout the state. Master Sergeant Dennis White is a contracting officer at Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis County. Master Sergeant White is instrumental in guiding the flow of federal dollars to local small businesses.
What we do here is we take care of local purchase. And basically what that means is we'll take care of minor construction projects, we'll take care of services, take care of commodities or goods purchases, and then we also maintain a government purchase card or GPC program for the 131st Bomb Wing.
For small purchases, those purchases less than $3,000, we utilize the government purchase card, which is a credit card, and those are kept at their armories throughout the state. And those individuals interface with the local businesses right there in their town, and they don't necessarily have to have a contract. They just have the ability to execute federal funds with the credit card. In FY14, the Missouri Army and Air National Guard spent over $3.8 million on the credit card in Missouri.
When a contract is awarded by the Missouri National Guard, meetings between the contractors and the contracting officers help keep all parties involved up to date on new information, challenges, and compliance.
You'll be seeing them every day and working very closely with them for issues like that.
I need that form so I can provide that to the contractor as part of a requirement.
We recently had a project where we rented a crane and a crane operator. And because of the magnitude of the purchase, we could go out and solicit local bids, and we're able to award to a small business that's just about 3 or 4 miles from here.
Sometimes the Guard needs help moving things that a crane and operator can't do on their own.
Well, we're here doing a site survey on this F4 for a possible move in the near future to Ike Skelton Crane site in Jeff City. So we're just trying to figure out the condition that it's in right now and see what we're going to have to do to get it ready for a possible move.
The F4 is a little different beast. It doesn't quite come apart like a model airplane. My understanding is the wings and the fuselage are kind of built together. Doesn't separate cleanly. We're going to have to do something special to get this thing to Jeff City. The contractors come up with some interesting proposals.
A small business that is interested in doing work with the Missouri National Guard can start by contacting the Missouri Procurement Technical Assistance Center, or PTAC, office in Columbia or one of their 9 regional offices in the state.
They are the #1 resource for information on how to do business with the government.
Carolyn Jones is a procurement specialist at the St. Charles Mo PTAC office. She helps small businesses understand government needs and how to respond with proposals for goods and services.
The mission for MOPTAC is to counsel, contractors who want to do government contracting, be it federal, state, or local. We help them to become a qualified government contractor.
Last fiscal year, in fiscal year 14 that just ended at the end of September, we executed over $30 million worth of contracts, with 89% of those dollars going to small businesses.
An entity like the National Guard, who procures its products or services from small businesses in Missouri, has an immediate impact because of the contractors may have to rent additional office space, they may have to hire additional employees, they may need new equipment and supplies, and all of this is a direct impact on Missouri's economy.
It's important for us to help cultivate the small businesses throughout Missouri, to try to help with that integration between us and the citizens of Missouri and strengthen those relationships.
Put on your orange vest and hat. We're going hunting at the Missouri Army National Guard's first annual deer hunt.
It's possible. Turn it off and just turn it on. I think it's pretty quiet. So
We'll have to test it before we leave too.
let's wait an hour. David will wait an hour. Then you call and say, hey, David, we're ready for you. We need the action.
The Missouri Army National Guard's Environmental Management Office conducted a managed firearm deer hunt at the Camp Crowder training site in Neosho, Missouri. The conservation section of the Environmental Management Office was responsible for planning, logistics, and managing the two-day event.
They're very excited to participate in the hunt, but I think even more so, it's their little way of giving back to those veterans.
Four-wheeler at this corner?
There's someone down there at the big tree.
And I walked.
This was the first annual deer hunt for the Missouri National Guard, and all of this year's hunters were disabled veterans.
We decided to offer an incentive for disabled veterans, and we partnered with the Missouri Department of Conservation, and they advertised the hunt in their fall hunting guide.
Conservation Section staff had scouted the north post of Camp Crowder for the optimum placement of the handicapped accessible deer blinds.
These guys get out and they scout these locations because being disabled and stuff, I can't. And to be honest, that's an important part of the hunting process. Getting out here and seeing where the animals are and where they're moving and where they're not moving. Yeah, that's a young doe. You're gonna pop it when it comes on the road. Might as well. Yep. If I can get her to turn on me. Keep her out.
She's sitting right there to the wood line.
Better let her, if I hit her, better leave her stand for a minute.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to go out.
I'm pretty sure I got her. I seen her jump when I shot her. But I may have shot below her.
Deer.
Right here. On your driver's license?
I've been a hunter all my life. But since I've been disabled, I'm limited on what I'm able to do. And programs like this allow me to get out and be part of what's going on, part of the deer season, part of the deer hunt.
Met a lot. We don't get to do this sometimes the shape that we're in. It's hard to do. And they step in and give us an opportunity to do it, and we enjoy it.
What's been the highlight of the day so far?
You should be right in here.
I don't know if you'd call it a highlight, but looking for the doe that I thought I shot.
Being out in the open with friends and just having good fellowship.
A little cool, but I don't think it'll be bad.
I've spent time talking with people that are veterans along with myself and people that are putting on the program. We've had some excellent conversations.
The managed deer hunt harvested 2 bucks and 1 doe. The weekend of being outdoors also offered the disabled veterans time for healing within.
What I seen throughout the day was veterans getting together and sharing stories and talking about some experiences that they've had overseas, and some of those experiences were not so pleasant. I think there's more value in that whole experience there than there actually is hunting and pursuing the deer. When I graduated, moved on that tonight too.
I was tired of fighting. You know, I fought overseas both times, came home and I was still fighting, still in chronic pain, nothing was helping. And so I just wanted to give up. And I ended up going on a duck hunt with a group like this. And first day we didn't shoot but 2 ducks, but that whole weekend gave me the strength to fight again. You can't explain it, but it's the passion that the individuals are at the hunt, you know, that they actually care and they just have sympathy or empathy for the veterans. So
they're actually healing one another. And so there's what I like to call soldiers healing soldiers. And we do that through events like this.
After the break, I'll take you on a tour of Whiteman Air Force Base, home of the B-2 stealth bomber.
For over 375 years, our nation's citizen soldiers have sacrificed, struggled, and triumphed at home and abroad. Through resolve, resilience, and readiness, our Army National Guard continues its proud legacy.
As citizen soldiers,
we are your next-door neighbors.
We're your colleagues in schools, offices,
in factories,
in every corner of America.
The Army National Guard is hereby. We have a stake in the safety and security of our communities.
After all,
that is where we live.
We serve in Afghanistan,
Iraq, the Balkans,
Africa, the Sinai, and the United States Southwest border.
We are citizens.
We are soldiers.
We are your neighbors.
We are always ready.
We are always there.
The Army National Guard. Over 375 years of value and vigilance.
Members of the Missouri Air National Guard's 131st Bomb Wing have welcomed their civilian employers to Whiteman Air Force Base to tour the B-2. Employers and their family members were given a welcome brief, which explained both the history and current mission of the 131st Bomb Wing.
And the seal on it is like the seal on a refrigerator. So when this door is shut, it is completely airtight to the outside world.
Civilian supporters toured Oscar 1, which is a decommissioned missile alert facility for intercontinental ballistic missiles during the Cold War. They were then escorted to a B-2 hangar where they received an up-close look at the stealth bomber. Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Elise Rich, and behind me you'll see employers of many of our Missouri Air National Guard members. They're getting an up-close look at a weapons load trainer. This special tour was an opportunity for the Missouri Air National Guard to say thank you to the many Missouri businesses that employ 131st Bomb Wing members. Members of the Missouri Air National Guard can be called up for duty at a moment's notice. The importance of supportive employers is imperative to meet the Missouri Air National Guard state and federal missions.
My experience in working with National Guard members has been exceptional. Not only do they come with the leadership capability, you know, from a military standpoint, they already know a lot of the products, they already know a lot of the customers, so that's highly valued at the Boeing Company. The Boss's Day Tour is just one way to show the appreciation the Missouri Air National Guard has for Missouri businesses. Staff Sergeant Elise Rich, 131st Bomb Wing, Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. Grab some peanuts and Cracker Jack. We're heading to Kauffman Stadium, home of the Kansas City Royals, where the Missouri National Guard did a security sweep prior to Game 1 of the World Series.
Soldiers and airmen from the Missouri National Guard are helping to provide a safe environment for the 2014 World Series baseball games in Kansas City. The 7th Weapons of Mass Destruction Civil Support Team is working with federal and local agencies to monitor Kauffman Stadium for the absence of hazardous materials. The team is equipped to respond to chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear attacks. On the day before the first game, they scan the entire stadium to help ensure a safe and secure environment during the games.
Being on this team has given me a great appreciation for the amount of work that goes behind the scenes so people can pay to drink and watch a baseball game. I tell my friends all the time, you guys don't understand what goes behind the scenes to make this happen.
Sergeant Barks also supported the World Series last year when it was held in St. Louis. Reporting from Kansas City, Missouri, I'm Tech Sergeant Michael Crane.
I was here by myself, but I saw on the news that it was coming this direction, so went and hid in the closet. Just prayed and prayed and prayed that nothing was going to happen.
The epidemic outbreak of severe storms has crippled multiple regions throughout the United States. The National Guard's commitment to numerous communities throughout the nation stands strong.
We are looking at what remains of the apartment buildings. A lot of my stuff is like right in here, but my apartment was back over there. It's what used to be my home, basically. Gone, demolished. Left just in the nick of time. We pulled out 2 people right over here, a guy and a girl. The girl was fine. The guy had 2 broken ribs, a broken arm, and a broken leg. We ended up using a door to take him up to the triage unit.
But I made it through it, and I'm alive and well to talk about it, so I think I've been blessed.
And the Guardsmen found my the pictures and gave them to my wife. She was really happy. And they also found the vessel. Pretty good. There's been a lot of National Guard and been supplying food, you know, and water, and everybody's been great.
It's my hometown, so it's a kind of surreal feeling. You never would imagine you'd see it like this.
My granddaughters and I were sitting out on the front porch, and we saw the National Guard walking down our street, and then all of a sudden they just started picking up branches and sawing logs and putting tarps on the house, and I just feel so blessed, and I appreciate them so much. They'll never know how I feel.
For many National Guard members, the victims of these deadly tornadoes are friends, neighbors, and even family, adding another dimension to an already difficult mission and making a personal load for some even that much more to carry.
Our next story is about a fellow National Guardsman's determination to bring about greater awareness for pancreatic cancer.
I did not know anything about pancreatic cancer at the time. You say cancer, and I'm like, you're going to have a chance to make it. Pancreatic cancer, you don't have that chance. Once they find it, it's usually too late.
It's just something that's not well understood, and I guess it's very difficult to study, and the pancreas is in a location that's very hard to get to, and it's hard to get the chemo to go there too.
Your dad's the strong guy in, the family. But last year, right around this time, he was having a lot of pain, so he went to the doctor.
I pretty much knew going in, because I'd kind of had warning signs when, it happened. I knew it was in God's hands. He would use it for good somehow. And so, I mean, I try to just keep a positive attitude and, just kind of take it a day at a time and do what I can do today to, raise awareness about it to the extent I can, help other people.
When he was diagnosed, it's been a year. It was mid-October. He's bypassed a lot of expectations.
And with Sergeant Reynolds, she threw 110% into supporting her father, which I really believe contributes to why he has already surpassed some of the odds.
Nicole and Debbie, my wife, and my other daughter, Rachel, have really, stepped forward. Nicole ran in a 5K down there, St. Louis.
I've done a couple half marathons and a lot of 5Ks. Well, I get emotional when I'm running, thinking about it. And when I cross the finish line, it's like a weight's been lifted off me.
With all the marathons that she has done, with all the awareness, most recently, of course, is when she was able to get the mayor of Jefferson City to proclaim November as Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. I mean, that shows what kind of determination she is trying to make.
The proclamation really says a lot. I mean, it's something that the Pancreatic Cancer Network put together, and I mean, it spells out how deadly this disease is.
He really wants awareness as well, because, if it takes him, at least if he's touched or he's helped somebody else that's having the symptoms, go to their doctor, because, hey, if something's not right, then he feels like he's done his part.
Now we'll take a look at how the Missouri National Guard is currently excelling at meeting its personal strength and readiness goals.
Whether they join for education, job skills, adventure, or good old-fashioned patriotism, people want to be a part of the Missouri National Guard. For the second straight year, the Show Me State has exceeded its strength and goals. The Air National Guard aimed high and continues to hover at 101% strength. The Army National Guard stays strong with a current strength of more than 109%, which is a 3% increase from September 2013.
You understand? Go.
Going over strength means the Guard is at a better position to fulfill its missions.
And with that, we can field another battalion-sized element. So that puts us in a unique position with only a handful of states nationwide.
Colonel John Oberkirsch adds this is an additional 900 members, which places Missouri number 4 in the nation for the top strength. This is no easy task to achieve, as it takes a lot of people and coordination to come together for one goal.
General Danner, through the strategic plan, has empowered the leadership. Part of the strategic plan, when you read his mission statement, it speaks to taking care of soldiers, families, and then their communities. The Guard is a community-based force.
Come on, son, Wolf. You got it. There you go.
The partnering force of the communities start with the recruiters that guide the recruits' future as they build their military career with the Missouri National Guard.
Our recruiters are, I feel, some of the top in the nation. They really take care of their applicants.
Senior Master Sergeant Carol Walsh oversees the recruiting and retention to the Missouri Air National Guard. The opportunities that the Guard offers make it easy to make the decision to enlist.
It's a win-win situation. Get your college paid for, and then once you get your degree, you can apply for officer slots and become a commissioned officer. The opportunities are endless with the Air Guard.
But Guard service has another benefit. When you join the Missouri National Guard, you are joining an organization that is setting the standard for the rest of the nation.
We've answered the call of the President and the Secretary of Defense on every mobilization that has been requested of the state of Missouri. So there's great opportunity for soldiers not only to train, but then put those skills to practical use.
Reporting for the Missouri National Guard Public Affairs Office, I'm Sergeant Mark Owen.
It is now my honor to introduce our Adjutant General, Major General Steve Danner.
Thanks, Staff Sergeant Rich, and thank you viewers for watching this episode of MoGuard TV. Service to one's community empowers our state and nation. The Soldiers and Airmen of the Missouri National Guard serve their communities during domestic emergencies. They also make daily contributions outside the state's mission. Throughout this episode, we have seen examples of how the members of our organization are empowered to make a difference in their communities. Through nurturing relationships with employers and small businesses, supporting wounded warriors, and in creating greater awareness for pancreatic cancer, Guardsmen are making a positive impact on the lives of others. Resiliency is the ability of service members to be both vibrant during times of stability and adaptable during times of disruption and disaster. Through our leadership and training, we build resiliency in our Guardsmen that foster a sense of connection, belonging, and service to community. On behalf of Governor Jay Nixon and our 11,500 soldiers and airmen, thank you for your service and your support.